The past doesn't vanish. It lingers quietly in the background, shaping the way you move through the world, hiding in your reactions, your choices, and your fears. It whispers through your preferences, through the people you chase and the ones you avoid, through the moments you shrink when life asks you to expand. You've been told to move on, to stay strong, to keep working, keep smiling, keep achieving. But the truth is, what you avoid doesn't disappear, it waits. It becomes your shadow, the silent keeper of every part of you you've ever rejected. It hides behind your achievements, behind your spirituality, behind the face you show the world. And the shadow doesn't stay quiet forever. It acts without permission. It sabotages your joy to keep you safe. It convinces you that love is dangerous, that vulnerability is weakness, that peace must be earned. The past isn't dead. It's alive in the way you over-explain yourself when someone questions you, in the way you flinch when someone gets too close, in the way you laugh off pain just to seem okay. What you call anxiety might be your body remembering danger. What you call overthinking might be your mind rehearsing survival. You learned these patterns for a reason. Once upon a time, they protected you. Maybe when you were small, someone told you to stop crying, so you learned to smile instead. Maybe when you expressed anger, you were punished, so you swallowed it whole. Maybe when being too honest made others uncomfortable, you began editing yourself, shrinking yourself just to belong. And piece by piece, your authentic self, the loud one, the creative one, the sensitive one, was buried under layers of protection. Now, as an adult, you wonder why love feels unsafe, why calm feels boring, why you can't rest even when nothing is wrong. It's because the past still lives inside your nervous system. It repeats itself through triggers, through habits, through the relationships that seem to go in circles. Shadow work begins when you stop running from these patterns and start observing them. When you pause instead of react. When you ask, what memory does this feeling belong to? Who am I protecting right now? Healing doesn't begin with fixing it, begins with remembering. The parts of you that you call broken were never broken at all. They were silenced. They've been waiting for your attention. You don't need another motivational quote. You need a mirror, not the kind that shows your face, but the kind that reveals your fractures, your truth, your hidden pain. Shadow work is that mirror. It's not about becoming positive all the time. It's about becoming honest all the time. It asks you to sit with the parts of yourself you were taught to abandon, the jealous one, the angry one, the controlling one, the one who sabotages love because it doesn't feel safe to receive it. These parts are not your enemies. They are your teachers. Each shadow holds a truth, and every truth, once faced, becomes light. The jealousy you deny might reveal a dream you've buried. The rage you repress might be your boundaries trying to return. The sadness you ignore might be longing for connection. Even your numbness serves a purpose, sets the body's final act of protection, saying, I don't feel safe enough to feel yet. And when you finally sit with these parts, instead of judging them, something powerful happens. You begin to integrate. Integration is not dramatic, it's quiet. It happens in small, gentle moments, when you stop saying yes to things that drain you, when you speak your truth without apologizing, when you realize you no longer need to perform to be worthy. That's the moment the past stops controlling you, because you've stopped avoiding it. You realize that your shadow never wanted to hurt you, it only wanted to keep you safe. Healing is not about deleting the past, it's about bringing it home. But let's be honest, healing hurts. It requires grief. You will grieve the childhood you never had, the love you never received, the years you spent pretending to be fine. You'll grieve the version of yourself that only existed to be accepted. And this grief is sacred. It is the sound of your soul coming back to life, because real peace isn't found by avoiding pain, it's found by facing it. You'll cry for reasons you can't explain. You'll question who you are without the pain that used to define you. You'll feel like you're falling apart, and you are but only the parts that were never truly you. This is how wholeness begins, not by building a new self, but by remembering the one you buried. Shadow work is not a quick fix. It's a lifelong relationship with your truth. Carl Jung called this process individuation, the slow, sacred becoming of who you truly are, by reclaiming what you were told to hide. It's not glamorous, it's messy. Some days you'll feel brave, other days you'll want to run. Some days you'll feel reborn, other days you'll feel raw. But every time you choose to stay with your feelings instead of escaping them, you're rewriting your story. You're teaching your body that safety exists in presence, not perfection. You're teaching your mind that silence is not danger anymore. You're teaching your heart that love can exist without fear. And slowly, your fragments begin to return. The child who is silenced finds her voice. The boy who had to be strong learns how to cry. The woman who forgot how to trust begins to open again. The man who hid behind control learns to surrender. This is not about becoming new, it's about remembering you were never broken, only buried. When you finally stop running from your darkness, you stop being afraid of your own power. The shadow becomes your guide, your ally, your compass back to yourself. And somewhere along the way, you'll notice the peace you've been chasing is no longer something you search for itself, something that naturally rises when you stop pretending. It's the peace that comes from truth, from no longer betraying yourself, from finally feeling safe inside your own skin. You'll understand that the past doesn't haunt you because it's evil. It haunts you because it's unresolved. An unresolved pain doesn't fade, it repeats until you listen. The tightness in your chest, the lump in your throat, the tension in your jaw. They're reminders. They're reminders, messages from the self that still waits in the dark, not to haunt you, but to be held. And when you finally sit with those feelings, when you breathe through what once felt unbearable, something ancient awakens inside you, a knowing, a remembering, a quiet voice that says, you were never too much, you were never not enough, you were always worthy of being seen. And in that moment, you rise not as someone new, but as someone whole. Because healing is not about perfection, it's about integration. It's about learning to live with every part of yourself, the joy and the sorrow, the courage and the fear, the light and the shadow. You begin to see that you were never at war with your darkness, you were only trying to understand it. And when understanding replaces judgment, love begins to grow. The kind of love that isn't performance, but presence. The kind that doesn't demand that you be healed, but simply invites you to be real. This is what it means to come home to yourself. Not to who the world wanted you to be, but to who you were before the world told you to hide. You don't need to rush. You don't need to fix. You only need to listen to your body, to your emotions, to the quiet voice beneath the noise that says, I'm still here. The past doesn't disappear. It transforms the moment you stop running from it. And when you finally face it with compassion, not control, you discover what you were searching for all along. Peace, not the peace of pretending, but the peace of truth. This is shadow work. This is healing. This is your return to self. Welcome home.